Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kay, and today we're going to be reviewing the Allen Edmonds Liverpool Chelsea boot in black box calf leather. I first purchased these Chelsea boots in October of 2021, so that's around 5 months from the posting of this video. And these have become one of my most worn shoes in my wardrobe because up north here it gets really snowy, really cold, and really wintry, so I needed a pair of boots that would match my suiting and sartorialist type wardrobe for the winter and for the elements. So I think that Allen Edmonds did a really superb job with the styling of this boot, with the lasting of this boot. It's on a 943B last, and Allen Edmonds describes this last as a British style with an American attitude. And we can really see the British style up here with this nicely shaped almond toe with a small, like a slight square toe. You don't want those massive square toes, like 5-inch square toes or anything like that. But this has a really nice slight square toe that really adds a lot of elegance to the shoe overall. We have a nice shaping right here, especially on this left boot right here, which I'll talk about later in the video. The only thing that I would say is a qualm that I have with the style is this 360-degree Goodyear welt, which adds a lot of, it's fine up here, closely cut up here, but it does add clunkiness to the area around the heel counter, as you can see up there, because it can't be cut as close to the heel because there is the welt stitching there. Whereas on things like Hermina, Crockett and Jones, they're going to have what's called the 270-degree welt, where they nail in this heel block instead of welt stitching it in, which adds a lot more elegance to the area around the heel. But overall, most people aren't going to be looking at your heel, so really the front of the shoe is extremely elegant, as a Chelsea boot should, and these are definitely a very stylistic choice to add to your wardrobe. So in terms of durability, these boots are absolutely superb. These boots, a major reason why I got these boots is because they have this combination V-tread tapsole, and this sole does a great job because it compromises between the elegance of having a leather sole but also the utility of having a rubber sole. So a rubber sole is a lot more durable than leather in terms of when it's wet outside, when it's raining, when it's snowing. And of course, living up in the north, it's raining, it's snowing a lot, so I need to have a boot that I'm able to wear in formal occasions outside when the ground might be wet or it might be snowing. And another reason why these boots are so excellent is not just the sole, but also the upper leather as well. So this is Horween box calf leather, and Horween is an excellent tannery in Chicago. And if you can see here, I've been wearing these boots very consistently for around 5 months. I do have a shoe tree in, but I'm gonna actually take that out. And the creasing is practically non-existent. After a day of wear, a little bit more creasing comes in, but if you can see here, it's more just ripples right now. And that is just a sign of excellent upper leather. Allen Edmonds really chooses their leather well. Horween is an excellent leather tannery. And the upper leather and the sole just really add a lot to both the elegance but also the durability of this shoe. And another thing is that I put a lot of wax polish all over the shoe, which shines it up a little bit, but really that adds a lot of water protection as well. So that's something you should consider with not just your boots, but your shoes as well. Now, in terms of comfort, these boots are my most comfortable shoe in my wardrobe. These boots are more comfortable than my Park Avenues. I have 2 pairs of Park Avenues, and it's debatable whether they're more comfortable than like my Vans, Old Schools, or my Air Jordans, but sneakers and dress shoes, really, the comfort can't be equated because the insole of sneakers is cushy and dress shoes, it forms to your feet. But really, I would say if I had to really pick the most comfortable shoe, I would put it with this, because this shoe fits like a sock. It actually fits like a sock. It doesn't feel like a sock, but it fits like a sock. And if you get the right fit on these shoes, they fit pretty close to the Allen Edmonds 65, so I'd use your 65 last size, and it'll fit really snugly and it'll really form to your feet. With the cork under the sole is a layer of cork which allows the insole to form to your feet, so it has a little imprint of your foot there. And really, just this shoe is so excellent in terms of comfort, in terms of walking all day in it, in terms of just driving and things like that. This is an excellent shoe. Some other features of this boot that I really like are this leather pull tab right here, I think that adds a lot of elegance to the boot because there are a lot of boots, let's just say Doc Martens, R.M. Williams, even Crockett and Jones and Carmina. They don't have a leather pull tab. They have two pull tabs made out of nylon or canvas or something, something polyester or something like that. And a leather pull tab really adds a lot of elegance to the shoe. In terms of elastics, these elastics have been holding up really well for me. They're very well sized, at least for my feet and my ankles, and I haven't had any problems with loosening elastics. There was a little bit of stitching that came loose on this one. If you can see right there, it's a little bit tilted right there. But actually, I think that adds to the elegance of the boot because it makes it fit closer to my heel. Because of course these are ready to wear boots, so they're not going to be perfect with spoke level. But it actually makes these boots fit closer to my heel, which I think is a very, very dapper look. In terms of lining leather, these boots use a glove leather lining, I think. The inside, and it's extremely soft, and it makes it really comfortable to slip into to walk all day in. So now we're going to talk about price. So I brought up the second boot here because I bought these boots as factory seconds, which means that they have a slight defect in them. But in October of 2021, so that's about 5 months ago, I purchased these for $250 including tax, which is a really, really good price for boots with this level of comfortability, this level of durability, and this level of style. These boots normally retail for $500, but I got them on sale, including the factory second sale price, so that's why I got them for $250. Allen Edmonds frequently has sales, so I'd recommend waiting around maybe a month or two because they'll probably have some sort of sale. They'll be 35% off on a pair of boots like these, which is really a steal of a deal. So now let's talk about some of the defects that I have noticed on these factory second boots. So the first one and the most noticeable is that there's a small blemish in the upper leather on the right side of the right boot. So it is pointing outward. I don't think anybody will ever notice it, but with a good polish, good cream polish, good wax polish, has really buffed it out, and it's barely even noticeable now. Another kind of little blemish is that the leather, I don't know if it was finished the best because it shines differently in different places. On the lateral side or the right side of this right boot, it doesn't shine as well as it does on the left side or the inner side, which is not that big of a deal. It's not very noticeable, but it is something. And another thing to note is that on the sole, you can see that I've bitten through a bit of this welt stitching right there. And I think that's because the only bad thing about this sole is that Allen Edmonds doesn't channel it well at all. And channeling is where they dig a line or a channel into the sole, and that's where they stitch in the welt stitching. And they don't really channel it well at all, so that means that you're going to be eating through welt stitching, which is not that big of a deal at the beginning because the sole's still going to stay on if it's glued on properly, because the welt stitching, it keeps the sole together, but the glue is the main thing keeping the sole together. But it is something to take note of, and it is something that should be changed because channeling is one of the easiest things to do. You just cut into the rubber of the sole or the leather of the sole so that the stitching stays in there and that the stitching doesn't get eaten through in like 2 days of wear. One kind of weird thing about this boot that is weird about the V-tread sole is that, so leather soles, they have a really nice sound, kind of clacky sound when they hit the ground. And when these hit the ground, it's kind of more of a thud, a low thud. So it doesn't sound really that nice, to put it bluntly. It doesn't really sound that nice. Leather soles, I think, sound a lot better, and they sound a lot more refined and a lot more elegant, whereas these sound, you definitely hear these walking. It's not like sneakers where you don't hear them at all, but these are kind of a much less refined sort of sound when you are walking and hitting things such as marble and concrete. In conclusion, the Allen Edmonds Liverpool boot is an excellent purchase for those looking to start their boot collection. It has awesome upper leather from Horween, really nice sole for wet weather walking and for snow. It's very durable, and it has a very comfortable inner lining and inner cork insole. And these Allen Edmonds boots, they retailed for me for $250 including tax because these were factory seconds and I got them during one of Allen Edmonds' numerous sales which are things that you should look out for, because Allen Edmonds has so many sales that, you know, it's worth just to wait at maybe a month or two in order to get 25 to 35% off. So in conclusion, these boots are definitely worth it for people looking to add style to their wardrobe, to their suiting wardrobe, but also to have utility during rainy and winter months. Thank you all for watching. My name is Kay, and this is Kay Productions. And if you liked the video, please leave a like, and please subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Thank you and have a nice day.